looks like these days you're going. Welcome back to this edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. With me is setup man Jeff Bennett. And Jeff, your last few outings have been terrific. Last night made quick work of Bridgeport holding on to a one-run lead. And it looks like these days you're going to get a lot of work because we're playing all these close ball games.
You know, it's good to be on the winning end of those close ball games, definitely. As far as me pitching, you know, the last few outings, I can't do anything without my fielders. I mean, Butch has done a great job of bringing these guys in. They made some outstanding plays. You know, Haynes the other day was basing up the middle, but he dove and caught a ball that could have been an outfield and possibly for two, you know, with as slow as it was going into the grass. So I just, you know, you definitely credit all my guys, you know, out behind me. Getting ground balls is a good thing, but if you haven't got guys behind you to catch them, you know, it works against you. So.
The experiment, we'll call it that for now, changing your arm slot this year seems to be going really well. The mistakes becoming fewer and fewer and fewer. You seem to be getting very comfortable there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, it was definitely a God thing. And it just feels more natural. I can't really explain, you know, all that goes, but, you know, I struggled early out of the stretch, and Marty, it was actually here in Camden. It's funny, I told my wife last night, you know, it was all where it began. But Marty changed me around, and he put me in a nice setup, how it, you know, closed off, and I've gotten more and more comfortable with that, you know, going down on the line, up the mound, and I'm able to throw strikes a lot more consistent. My ball's going down instead of side to side, and getting a lot of swings, and able to throw strikes to where they have to swing at the next, you know, couple of pitches. So, you know, I would definitely say that it's benefited me, and I definitely am not going to change it. You know, when God changes something, you stick with it. I doubt I'm going to, you know, go on my own.
The other night you got into a situation with a 3-1 lead, runners at second and third, one out. Bridgeport Ball Club, as we saw, can certainly hurt you, and you got a couple outs against a couple of good hitters.
Yeah, you know, that's a really tough team. They, me and Horacio Ramirez was talking in the bullpen, and that's probably one of the toughest lineups in this league. I think Southern Maryland is comparable, you know, to that lineup. But all of those guys, man, they can hurt you. You know, with the long ball, even like Simmons, you know, coming on strong right now. You know, with those guys, you just make your pitches. You know, with our ballpark, on that opposite field, you kind of, you know, 8th, 9th inning, you usually work away. But at our ballpark, you know, you pretty much got to go in on those righties and make them try to hit the ball out and left. And if they do that, then they get you. But I'm trying to get that ground ball no matter what. I've been fortunate to have a few strikeouts here and there, but you know, most of all, you know, it's been ground balls. And like I said, my fielders, you know, if you're getting ground balls, you can't do anything without the guys behind you. You know, they're the ones that are putting the ball to first baseman and getting the out.
This ball club, you know, in so many ways has been so magical. We went through that stretch, everything was going well. Now it's tough for this team to score runs. You lose 2 big bats out of the middle of your lineup, a third guy out of the middle of the lineup gets hurt, and it's just a question of scratching and clawing for runs now, which puts a little bit more pressure on the pitching staff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you look at the first half, and our starters have not had a slump. Maybe 1 or 2 have had bad games here and there, but the guy that would have the bad game would come back and throw. I mean, I know Brackman had one, and then he came back and threw a complete game shutout his next start. So it's one of those things where we've never had a slump, as you would say. And right now, you know, with tired arms and stuff goes in, and guys are starting to give up runs. So, I mean, it's not necessarily our offense, per se. It's just our pitching has been so well the first half that now you're seeing a little bit of a difference when the guy's giving up 3 runs and the offense isn't putting up 7. You know, so, you know, you can't expect an offense to go out there and put up 5 runs every time you get out there. But the thing is, you know, now we're able to make plays, and you're going to see a lot of, you know, 2-1 ball games, 1-0, 3-2, 5-4, stuff like that. And those are the fun ball games. You know, this is where, especially, you know, this late in the season, if you're starting to get into August, you know, where you're going to see great baseball played. You know, and that's what's going to be fun.
I thought last night, in so many ways, was one of the most fun games we played all year. The Barnstormers made some really good defensive plays. Bridgeport made some really good defensive plays. It was just a great baseball game worthy of any level.
Yeah, I can remember Hildebrand dove and caught a ball at third base, and I mean it was top plays on ESPN would have definitely been in there. And so, that's the thing. This league is so underrated. I don't think people understand how good a baseball that is played here. And we've talked about things in the bullpen. You got so many guys on each team that could fill in right now in the big leagues. I don't think major league clubs understand that. This league has really been a 4A league. You got a first baseman here in Camden that's he's very, very good at bat. He's outstanding at first base. With our team, you got Lentini and Galen in the outfield and Godwin hitting 360 or something like that. I mean, the thing is you could take any three of our outfielders and put them in the big leagues as a backup or possibly a starter, and I don't think you'd see much of a difference. And then you can't say that in the minor leagues. You go to AAA, you're going to have holes. You go to AA, you're definitely going to have holes. And this team and this league is it's very few holes. And then when you get in the infield with guys that we just picked up, they might not be hitting 350 or have 20 homers, but as far as in the infield, they're as solid as they come. One that stands out is Cody Kirkland has stepped up big time since his back injury and is raking and making outstanding plays in the infield. So you can't say enough positive things about this team and about this league.
I was just talking with Marty a few minutes ago, and we were talking about how I think now, as much as any time in this league's history, players come here and get better. And that maybe wasn't the case and wasn't even the original idea. The original idea, well, a holding tank just to get guys signed or picked up. But we actually, certainly on this ball club, we're watching guys become better baseball players. And that's something I think that major league officials have to keep their eyes on too.
Oh, without a doubt. The thing is not to try to be a suck-up by any means, but Butch, Burkhardt and Marty are outstanding coaches, especially manager. But I mean, Butch does a little bit of everything with the pitching and the hitting, and then Burkhardt and Marty. Marty's kind of silent as far as, he's slow to speak, but when he does speak, I mean, there's so much knowledge in there that he's able to take what a guy has and polish it off. It's like Urquidez, when he was here, he learned one thing and then he grabbed onto it and now he's out of here. And he's better right now than he was last year when I saw him, or as far as when he left. And Burkhardt, you see these hitters, and he can help them a lot. He's working with them all the time, and Butch is just a ball full of knowledge. I mean, and it's incredible. So the guys that come in, I think, Butch does his homework on them and makes sure that they're good guys, and I think that their attitude when they come in, they're able to listen and grab hold of the knowledge that these coaches have, and that's what's going to make them better. And there's no slack on effort here as far as coming out and getting ground balls, coming out here and taking BP. They're getting their work in, and it's just a league that you're able to do that. And when you're in AAA or AA or even in the big leagues, time. They don't have the time or put in the time that we are here. It may be a last resort type of thing, for guys, but whatever it may be, you see guys working hard.
Jeff, thanks for taking time out here this evening, and we might see in the ball game if we can avoid with maybe a little bit of rocky weather here on and off throughout the evening.
Yeah, I hope so. Whatever it is, it's going to be a great game, and hopefully we can get the ball game in because doubleheaders are tough.
Jeff Bennett joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. The Dombrowski Eye Associates starting lineups come your way next.